Alrighty folks, I have some exclusive news and details to share with you about Call of Duty Vanguard, this year's Call of Duty title, plus some details on how Vanguard is going to integrate with Warzone when it launches. And before I tell you anything else, I can confirm that Vanguard Warzone will feature a new anti-cheat system, so everybody rejoice! Now, pretty much everything I'm telling you today I learned via Activision inviting me to a presentation by the developers at Sledgehammer Games, so thanks very much to them for the opportunity. But I do want to make clear that I'm not being sponsored or pushed into saying anything at all about the game. These will all be my genuine opinions on what I've seen and what I can talk about at this stage. We'll come back to that later. Also in the background will be footage from the reveal trailer for Call of Duty Vanguard and Sledgehammer's COD World War II game from a few years back. So firstly, just for some setup, Vanguard is set in the World War II era, but towards the end of it, and will feature battles from 4 major theatres of World War II, whilst also being based around the concept of the first ever Special Forces, Task Force 1, literally. For example, if you've won a game of Warzone recently, your operator has probably been sniped clean off the rappel by Polina Petrova, a soldier in Vanguard based on the real life Ludmila Pavlichenko, also known as Lady Death because she had 309 confirmed kills during the war. No, I mean that is some KD ratio. And all 4 main characters in the campaign all have their own kind of speciality in war, if that makes sense, just to give you some background on that. But I know you're here for that juicy multiplayer and Warzone information, so let's get stuck right into that. Vanguard runs on an updated version of the Modern Warfare 2019 engine, which I'm absolutely buzzing about for a few reasons. Firstly, it just looks absolutely stunning. I remember saying from the get-go Modern Warfare will be the best looking COD game ever, and well, now I think that Vanguard will probably take that title. Secondly, there's something about that engine that feels more authentic to me in both motions and sounds and all that. Like when you shoot an AK in Modern Warfare, you feel like the gun is actually recoiling you off your chair in real life, throwing you back, whereas in Cold War last year everything's a bit more of an arcadey feel, if that makes sense. So if you're a fan of MW or the more authentic feel for COD in general, then you're onto a winner here. Now I'm not kidding when I say this engine has been updated, because Vanguard for the first time ever in a Call of Duty game will feature destructible environments, which is a massive step in a new direction for COD. It's officially being called reactive environments, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself and make you think we're going to see entire buildings toppling over or anything like that, but think of it more like Rainbow Six Siege and how they do it. For example, if I know someone is camping in a room, I don't need to go risk peeking the door or jumping through it. I'll simply go guns blazing and destroy the door and the camper behind it in the process. Same for certain kinds of walls, tables, etc. Now, if it seems like my gun should be able to destroy that material, then it will, and it will stay destroyed for the game. I think that just opens up so many unique scenarios and should in theory give each map much more longevity. And speaking of maps, I was delighted to hear this. At launch we're getting 20 maps. I'll repeat, 20 maps for multiplayer, and I know you're thinking, yeah, but Marley, there'll be like 10 tiny gunfight maps or whatever like in previous years. No, 16 of those maps will be for good old core 6v6 multiplayer, which I really hope gives those who enjoy traditional multiplayer some hope for this year's COD game, because I know a lot of you have been worried about MP kind of being, I don't know, abandoned or an afterthought compared to Warzone, so that's definitely good to hear, and let's just hope the actual maps themselves play well. Sledgehammer has also mentioned that they've been developing new ways to play the game in terms of both modes and playlists and what they're calling combat pacing. Now, unfortunately, I can't tell you a whole lot about this, but an example is they'll have playlists based around slower tactical gameplay, and also the complete opposite, which is going to be about big teams and just pure chaos. I actually really enjoyed the war game mode from World War II. I don't know if that is actually coming back or not, but I imagine this is going to be the more kind of casual way to play. It could even be good for grinding up guns, camos, challenges and so on. Maybe even a bit like Ground War from Modern Warfare 2019, we'll have to see. Whilst we're talking about modes, Sledgehammer have made a new mode they're calling Champion Hill, which is basically going to be gunfight on steroids. 1v1, 2v2 or 3v3 teams go head to head in an arena featuring 4 different maps and fight to become the champions of the arena. I think there's more details to come about for that mode soon, so hopefully we hear those. I definitely like the gunfight tournaments that have been in Modern Warfare in Cold War the past couple of years, but I think this Champion Hill mode is going to take them to a whole new level. Moving on to weapons now, I can't tell you what specific guns will be in the game, not because I'm NDA'd, I just genuinely don't know. You can probably take a guess and see them in the trailer actually, but it's World War II, we can, we'll have a good idea of what guns will be in the game. But how are we going to be able to customize those guns? Well, Gunsmith will be returning with more ways to modify your gun than ever before, which at first does sound kind of strange because it's World War II. They're not going to have fucking tactical lasers or all that, but the devs did mention that we will be seeing custom options for things like ammo conversions and stuff that will change the ballistics of how the gun operates and so on. And I know the history buffs will be ever so keen to point out that we didn't exactly have a lot of custom sights or whatnot back then, so of course there's going to be some artistic license taken there, but for me personally, I'm alright with that. More ways to modify your gun sounds good to me. Now, let's talk about Warzone and how Vanguard integrates into that. Well, according to the devs, they are committed to a seamless integration this year, not just with the weapons, but also a brand new map. This is because Warzone will feature all the same tech as Vanguard, which I'm really pleased with considering how different Cold War feels to Warzone, especially when that launched, so that can only be a good thing. And arguably the best thing of all, as previously mentioned, is Warzone will feature a multifaceted new anti-cheat system when it integrates with Vanguard. That is honestly music to my ears. I'm so glad that we finally have word about this and there's light at the end of the tunnel. Warzone will be reigning supreme with that news. Again, unfortunately though, we don't have any specific details to share right now about how it's going to work, but it is confirmed straight from Sledgehammer themselves. Fantastic. And of course, aside from that, Vanguard together with Warzone is going to continue to offer all the free post-launch stuff, which I hope involves a step up in the limited time modes, because I do remember one of my favourite things about World War II, the game, was the fact that Sledgehammer were really good with their limited time modes and events and game modes and cosmetics and all of that stuff. So hopefully those are back in COD Vanguard. Finally folks, just a mention for all you zombies fans out there, for the first time ever Treyarch is solely working on the zombies mode in Vanguard. That is going to be a prologue to the Black Ops Cold War zombies story, so everything from a lore standpoint will be connected, which does sound really interesting. That is all the details I have for you today folks. Please leave a like and comment down below all your thoughts about anything mentioned in this video. Call of Duty Vanguard launches on November 5th and hopefully we have more details about the beta for it soon. Have a nice day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.